For their children to be in the line of succession, they have to be born by Meghan Markle. It has to be Prince Harry's child.
You have to be authentic.
Just be authentic. Did you see my baby mama dance?
I mean, stop it. First of all,
Meghan Markle posted a bizarre video on her social media yesterday, which sent several people into absolute meltdown.
The rumors around Meghan Markle and the birth of her firstborn, Archie, are back. And this time, they're not just whispers on shady forums. And let's just say they're loud, they're specific, and they're coming from someone who says she was there. I am talking about the alleged surrogate herself. Now, let's be very clear. This isn't just about conspiracy theories, especially when a woman has reportedly stepped forward, claiming she was paid to carry Meghan and Harry's son, Archie, and then vanish. No baby photos, no press, just money, lawyers, and silence. Until now. According to this woman's account, she was promised full confidentiality, lifetime protection, and a hefty payout. She played along, stayed hidden. But now, she's saying she was discarded, like a liability. And when a woman says lawyers were involved, when she starts throwing around phrases like broken contracts and unfulfilled agreements, people start listening. Because that doesn't sound like a clout chaser. That sounds like someone who knows exactly what went down. And here's where it gets really strange. Meghan Markle, the woman who sues over paparazzi drones, claps back at tabloids, and crafts her image like it's an Oscar-winning role, has said nothing.
If they truly came from Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Now, they have never addressed the rumors head on, I don't think. I mean, I don't think in Spare. Prince Harry actually writes about the stance in Spare, but I don't think he ever addresses the rumors of whether Archie and Lily were born, came from Meghan Markle's womb.
No denials, no legal threats, not even a passive-aggressive post about false narratives. Just silence. And let's be honest, silence? In Meghan's world? That speaks volumes. Because here's the thing, this story isn't just about whether a surrogate was used. That's not the scandal. Plenty of celebrities use surrogates. It's 2025. We get it. But most are upfront about it, or at least don't orchestrate entire alternate realities to hide it. The real issue here is the cover-up. Let's get started. So, Meghan's pregnancy with Archie raised eyebrows, not because of her background, not because of her race, but because things just didn't add up. The baby bump seemed to change shape, clips of her squatting or shifting the bump like it was detachable. Those went viral.
That movement is the money shot. That's the thing that gives it away.
And still, no proper hospital exit photo. No typical royal announcement. Just a hazy photo op days later, with Meghan and Harry cradling a swaddled baby, both looking suspiciously well-rested. There are even instances when people straight up mentioned how Meghan's baby bump looks like it's AI-generated. Cue the moon bump theory. People brushed it off at the time, called it tabloid noise, blamed it on racism or royal drama. But now, it's all coming back, and it's starting to click. This woman, who claims to have been the surrogate, reportedly has receipts. We're talking meetings, contracts, and payment structures. She says the plan was airtight, until it wasn't. She says Meghan and Harry wanted the image of a pregnancy without the reality, and when it was all over, she was cut off, like she never existed. And again, nothing from Meghan, no rebuttal, no legal threats, no carefully worded statement from a royal spokesperson, just absolute silence. Now ask yourself, why? Because this isn't just a scandal. It's a PR disaster waiting to explode. And Meghan knows a thing or two about image. From her Hollywood days to her Netflix deals, she's built an empire on perception. Even after ditching the royal life, she hasn't stopped being an actress, she's just changed sets. The palace became her new stage, and the public, her audience. And get this, there is also a viral video explaining that the rooms in Meghan's infamous twerking video are one of the biggest proofs that she got herself a surrogate.
So Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital has two types of rooms in the maternity ward. They have the birthing rooms, and then they have the postpartum rooms. And I believe that Meghan Markle, doing her twerking, was in the postpartum room, waiting for this baby from the surrogate to do her skin-to-skin contact.
Even royal author Lady Colin Campbell is not holding back, and honestly, she never has. Known for spilling the kind of tea the palace wishes stayed cold, Lady C is demanding that Meghan and Harry end the mystery once and for all. In a recent interview, she didn't mince words, saying, "I think the whole thing stinks to high heaven." And if that wasn't clear enough, she followed it up with a direct challenge. Prove the children weren't born via surrogacy. According to Colin, the real issue isn't just about gossip, it's about legitimacy. Because in the royal world, lineage isn't just tradition, it's law. What's got people talking even more? Meghan and Harry's refusal to clarify anything. For a couple that once dropped a whole Netflix docuseries about their truth, they're staying eerily silent now. And that silence? It's fueling exactly what Lady C warned about: doubt.
I agree, but cannot understand why Harry would let his kids live with that doubt.
So when a woman claims Meghan orchestrated a fake pregnancy for the cameras, it doesn't sound impossible. It sounds calculated. Of course, we need to talk about the bump. Why did it fold in some clips? Why did it shift in others? Why did it look round one day and flat the next? These aren't just bad angles. These are consistency issues, the kind of thing you'd notice if you were paying attention.
You see, there is literally no sign of a baby bump at all. Now watch as her tummy magically inflates. I've never seen a pregnant tummy just inflate like this, have you?
Yeah, I have to say that was weird.
Don't even get me started with the recent video she uploaded, and let's just say people completely lost it. Not just because of how bizarre it was, but mainly because of how interesting her baby bump looks. Critics are now revisiting everything. The carefully timed pregnancy announcement, the professional photo shoots, the absence of any raw or real post-birth moment. Meghan gave us the Pinterest version of motherhood, every hair in place, every word rehearsed. And maybe that's because it was never meant to look real, just believable. Now, people also have a lot to say about it, and let's just say most of them believe that Meghan indeed had someone carry the baby for her. One fan wrote, "Not surprised. Nope, not at all." While another pointed out that using a surrogate would mean the child is no longer allowed to be in the line of succession to the throne, it's a law. But if this surrogate claim is true, it changes everything. Because Meghan didn't just hide a surrogate, she allegedly built an entire illusion. A carefully crafted narrative where she was the glowing mother, where everything fit the fairy tale. And when people asked questions, she played the victim, cried racism, accused the press of bullying. But now, some are starting to wonder, was it all part of the performance? And then there's Prince Harry. Once viewed as the honest rebel of the royal family, Harry's role is now looking murky. Did he know? Was he in on it? Or was he simply along for the ride, silenced by love or pressure?
Rigid with it. And when you see that rigidity of, no, absolutely, on no point, not once have I heard him say, look, I understand the optics of this aren't great. I wrote that book. I did nothing. He's just a perpetual victim. And at that point, I start to say this has the markings of a rigid, grandiose, paranoid, narcissistic fantasy.
If Harry was involved from day one, this becomes a case of joint deception. If he wasn't, that's arguably worse. It means his own wife kept one of the biggest secrets imaginable from him. Either way, the fairy tale's starting to crumble. And let's not forget, the implications aren't just emotional or ethical, they're constitutional. When Meghan joined the royal family, she didn't just marry into fame, she married into a dynasty. And when a royal baby is born, there are legal and historical consequences. Line of succession, titles, bloodlines. If there's any truth to the surrogate claim and the palace knew, or worse, didn't know, it calls into question the legitimacy of Archie's role in the monarchy. Now that is the kind of scandal Buckingham Palace cannot afford, and still, no denial, no legal threats, no PR cleanup, which brings us back to the woman at the center of this storm. She hasn't gone on TV, she hasn't published a book, but she's talking, and she's hinting that she has proof. Text messages, contracts, call logs. All it would take is one receipt, just one, and Meghan and Harry's silence will collapse like a house of cards. Right now, this woman's still in the shadows, but make no mistake, if she shows her face, if she drops even a fraction of what she claims to have, it will be game over. Not just for Meghan's reputation, but for Harry's too. Because let's be honest, Meghan's public persona is built on empowerment, honesty, and speaking truth to power. But if this story holds even a shred of truth, she's been doing the opposite: hiding, controlling, manipulating. And for Harry, the man who once walked behind his mother's coffin, swearing to protect the woman he loved, if he's complicit in this, he's not a victim. He's a co-director in the show. And at the center of it all, a child. Archie. A boy born into a global spotlight. A boy who may grow up to realize that everything about his arrival into the world was a PR stunt. Meghan and Harry built a brand on truth, but now they're running from it. And the longer they stay quiet, the louder the whispers become. Because of this story, it's not going away. It's growing. And if they thought silence would protect them, they were dead wrong.